Well, somebody whose history, geography, and maths is far better than mine is the host of Alan Jones. The new Alan Jones, which starts on the 2nd of May on Australian Digital Holdings app on your television. Alan Jones, good morning.
Good day, Stephen. How are you?
Very
we do
well.
start May 2, Monday. Monday, brand new. Monday, just go to your smart TV and find the app ADH and we'll all be there.
I look forward to it. Look, the government has a lot to answer here. This inflation level is the highest since the GST. And the question leading into the election from most Australians is going to be, how do we survive? But the opposition's answer is, no answer at all.
Yeah, the difficulty for the government here is, as you know, these things are always blamed on government. The concern here that this is a global phenomenon. I mean, there have been shortages caused by the war in Ukraine. There are COVID-related supply blockages. But it is then hard for the Treasurer nonetheless to say that the government will deliver long-term economic prosperity. I mean, some of the figures are quite frightening. The annual price increases in the RBA survey, which they released yesterday, fuel 35%, housing in 12 months up 13.7%. See, on the housing issue, this is where you and I talked a couple of weeks ago. The government announced this housing loan assistance scheme. Now, when you've got a housing loan assistance scheme where you let certain people get a house with only 5% deposit who may not otherwise be able to afford it, and then the government will underwrite any interest increases above 2%. Firstly, it shoves the price of housing up because there are more people competing for a limited amount of stock. And secondly, it is inflationary because the more people are in the market and there's limited stock, the price of housing goes up. So I think that scheme's ludicrous. But then the average person doing their shopping, vegetables up 12.7, beef up 12.1, gas up 7.4, lamb up 7.2. So car maintenance up 4.7. So millions of Australians, see, the government will say, oh, well, we gave out 250 in the budget. There's a $250 cost of living, a bonus, and that will go into bank accounts this week, I think. But most wage earners don't get that. So what the inflation rate means is, where wages have been stagnant for, 10 years, is that people every day now are losing money. The wage won't buy what the rate of increase in the costs of things that they are seeking requires. So it's a very difficult environment in a political environment. Added to that, are they going to raise interest rates next Tuesday? Now, the RBA has always said interest rates wouldn't increase till 2024. But when you've got an inflation rate here like 5.1%, you'd think they'd have to do it next Tuesday. However, they're saying, well, look, we'll wait until, we get the wage price index and see what wages are doing.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee that inflation will go up next Tuesday. I mean, the Reserve Bank have always told, they use this lingo, a soft landing. That is, to bring inflation under control without causing real difficulty for homemakers in particular or the wider community. But, they're going to have to shift it from 0.1% to perhaps 0.25%, which still isn't much. But for people who've actually taken out loans and things on the belief that, this will be the same forever and a day, are going to be in significant trouble. I mean, both parties will try to spin this. The coalition says, oh, well, we're best to manage the economy. The ALP says wages must keep price with inflation. Well, fine. But if the ALP says wages must keep price with inflation, people are going to lose their job.
Yeah.
Because you can only pay for wages out of profit. And if wages then go up, profit goes down, and the employer might have to say, I'm sorry, I can no longer afford to employ all of these people. I mean, in a sense, the federal government has got nothing to do with wages anyway. That's determined by the Fair Work Commission. But they're going to cop a lot of the flack here. And it's a very difficult environment for government to be in. But you can't afford an irresponsible ALP saying, we can fix it. I mean, it's an international phenomenon at the moment. The ALP won't fix it. But at the same time, we shouldn't be pouring all this money into the economy, which adds to the inflationary pressures.
Absolutely.
And both parties are spending as if the money could be printed every other day. So